Thank you for listening to JC Radio Podcast. We're fans of music, movies, shows, and all things entertainment. Am I the only one that didn't open my drink yet?
Probably.
Gosh darn it.
I mean, I just
Just
took
do
a
it ASMR
sip.
style.
You have to do it like right next to it.
Next to it.
Oh, shh. It's for a commercial.
Okay.
All right, so is this episode 3 or 4
This is episode 3.
of season 3? Hey, 3 for 3. 303.
3P.
Ugh.
3P, yeah. In fact, I speaking of 3, I'm on episode 3 now of Stranger Things.
Boom. I'm done. So I'm ready to talk about that whenever you're
It's
done.
already blowing my mind. Where are you at, Cody?
Season 1?
All right.
Well, the end of season 1, so I guess technically start of season 2.
My wife did it backwards. She did 3, 1, 2, and
I wouldn't even call that
That's
backwards.
not backwards. That's just cattywampus.
yeah. Anyway, she actually liked 3 and 1 better than 2.
Two
A lot of
was-
people did.
Well,
I am in that same boat, so I can't really deny her. On
well,
that.
everybody hates the second or something because there's no more character development and there's no more of like, ooh, who are these people? Like, you already know who it is. It's like getting to know them more.
Yeah. Well, it's hard
And
to
so it's
forward
like-
the plot for that long.
I
too.
like
Yeah.
right now I like 2 better, but I can't really say anything until I see 3.
Yeah.
But
More of it anyways.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Cody, what's this big thing that you wanted to talk about?
Apparently
earlier that
Cody
you
has
didn't
something he
want
needs to
talk about?
rant about.
A
so.
little bit. Well, this one's not going to be a huge rant for me. That'll be something more similar to what we're going to rant about later. But are you all fans of James Bond 007 series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Okay.
I've like seen them all.
Have you
Twice.
heard who's supposed to be the next 007?
Isn't he that one
It's the African American.
the one
girl,
black
isn't it?
dude?
Idris Elba?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was-
that's who everybody wants. Last I saw, it was going to be Lashana Lynch,
Yeah,
who was
they're-
in Captain Marvel. It's going to be an African-American female. Yeah.
It's the one. It's her black co-pilot friend at the end of.
Why are they doing? See, here's my problem with 007.
I get that 007 is just the code number.
Well, no, see, but at first
But they
it
changed
wasn't.
that,
They
though.
changed. No, so
007's always been a code number, not
No.
necessarily
no.
James Bond. What?
So the Daniel Craig one was supposed to be a pre James Bond story to the Sean Connery ones. On how 007 became 007. And they kind of kept up with that theme with like introducing Q and whatnot.
Yeah.
But because of how much, I guess, I don't want to say how much they messed up, but how much they changed.
Was it Quantum of Solace that kind of?
I think so.
threw
Yeah,
that
it was like Quantum of
firecracker?
Solace.
Okay.
Yeah. It ended up being that like, okay, you know what? We're going to make 007 a code name. And that's why there's been different 007s and different scenarios and blah, blah, blah. That's why everybody knows who James
Okay.
Bond is. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Either way, I like that. Because there's no way that franchise lasts that long if it's not a code name.
I don't know. I mean, like, he's got a pretty rough life. We could just like pretend that like every day
Well-
is a new movie.
I would say that, except for Born Identity tried it. Tried to have a different person,
Oh,
and it didn't work
Yeah.
out so well. And
I mean,
then they
but-
brought
I mean,
Matt
they-
Damon back.
They tied it. Yeah, I mean that's true. I feel like with What's His Bucket, they could have done better. But like I don't remember if it was like at the end or in the middle of the movie. Like they tied it back to the
Original.
original Bourne series, and I was like, why can't we just have this be its own thing?
Well, it was almost like a throwaway line too. Like
yeah, exactly.
it was a throwaway dialogue between like the program director and like the head of CIA. And like they was like, well, they got this from the Bourne, and I was like, that's weird. Why would they even like do that? It was
Yeah.
almost as bad as whenever Aquaman references Justice League in his solo movie.
Yeah, and like a solo movie apparently took place before, but also took place after.
Yeah,
and-
there's stuff that was in
Yeah.
and out. If they would have just left it out, it would have made it.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier. And well, even when they're just like, oh, it's his first time to Atlantis. It was not. We saw him go to Atlantis in Justice League.
Yeah.
So I was like, But I don't know. With James Bond, like, I think it's cool that it is a code name.
yeah,
now.
which I get, which would open it up to a more diverse cast, because if it wasn't, they had to strictly stick with like super white guys, because the original like iteration of James Bond was like Scottish and something else, like
Yeah.
his parents were like two like super white nationalities. So
I thought it was Scottish and Welsh. Yeah,
It
and not
might
many people
be.
know this, but the
I don't
first
know. It was
James
very
Bond,
long.
the first James Bond movie was actually the original Casino Royale, way back in the 50s.
Yeah,
It was
and that's
black
why,
and white. Yeah,
that's why they said it's like a reboot of the franchise with Daniel Craig's first movie being
because they
Casino
did
Royale.
Casino Royale. Yeah,
I don't have it. Like I said, it opens up a more diverse cast for that. But James Bond, I guess obviously it's not going to be James Bond, but 007 to me should still be a dude.
Well, here's
He's
the thing.
supposed to be this suave character that like is great with the ladies.
I agree with that because like they haven't changed any other agents' codenames or people to female. There have been female people like Moneypenny that have been very important.
Which is what I've seen some people arguing is there's already female agents in there. Make her one of those.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to go against like having a female character or anything like that. I'm not. It's the nature and concept of James Bond, and I think personally, it's weird. It'd be kind of awkward. It'd be awkward, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that like women can't be BA. Like my favorite woman action character is Ripley from Alien. Like.
Yeah.
Talk about
the original BA.
Yeah, like talk about a woman that just took on like a swarm of xenomorphs by herself. Like women can be BA.
Oh yeah.
As far as like the concept, I don't think so though.
I've seen people arguing too that this is the problem Hollywood has right now. They're remaking all these movies with female leads because they want a female lead and want it to seem like they're strong, when in reality it's doing the exact opposite for people because little girls are seeing that these movies are flopping and now they're like, oh well, obviously a female can't do it as well as a guy because the guy's was more successful.
See,
Or conspiracy theory, is that what they're planning on?
Oh.
Any of you conspiracy theorists out there, come up with something.
Well, I didn't know that about young girls or young teenagers.
Well, yeah,
watching
it's
those.
supposed to be like, oh, well, look, strong female characters that, a younger aspiring actors could look up to. But then if you look at how they're flopping, we've seen the female remake of the Ocean series, which didn't do great, I don't think.
Honestly,
the female remake of Ghostbusters was a huge flop.
That movie sucked.
Like, they're trying to remake these classics with strong female leads
I heard
just
it was-
to have strong female leads, and it's not working.
I heard it was the writing and directing which is what killed Ocean's 8. More than just the female lead.
It
wasn't-
It's just
okay. It was very simple.
I haven't seen it yet. So.
I've seen it. It was very simple. It didn't have that gravitas that Ocean's 11 or 12 or 13,
Yeah.
which, not saying all those are good either. I'm just saying it
I
didn't
love
have
all
that.
those.
It didn't have that feel.
Yeah,
I liked it.
which
They're
is
a
the
guilty
problem.
pleasure film.
these movies they're trying
That's your
to
guilty pleasure film?
I love Ocean's.
Dude, mine is like Mean Girls. There's nothing wrong with Mean Girls, dang it.
You're not wrong, dude. Good movie.
we're both like Mean Girls, and you're just like, oh, I watch Ocean's 8, 11, or 13.
Well, I like Biodome too, but that's a deep 90s deal.
Yeah, that's something different.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like they're trying to make a point of, we're going to remake these movies that were supposed to be movies about guys, for guys, and we're going to turn it into a movie starring females, but not change up anything else about the movie.
See, if they had a 007 that was like a female, but like,
I've heard people say just like
it a bit.
change be like 008 or something.
Dude, and like 008 is actually like a pretty cool person.
Yeah, they're like,
If you know more about the 00s and the agency.
Which one was Sean Bean?
It just seems
He was
like
006.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like there's no reason to make her 007 when, from what I've seen, there's plenty of strong females in that universe
There
that they
is.
could have easily thrown her into.
I'm not gonna lie, some of the Bond girls in that movie are like way more BA than Bond himself.
Yeah, he's just supposed to be this
Some
like
of them.
spy
I said
that's
some of
super
them.
good with the women.
Well, the latest 007 movie with Daniel Craig. No, wait, the second to last one, because the last one was like the one like that took place in Mexico or whatever.
Skyfall.
But Skyfall. I'm talking about Skyfall though.
That's what I
not
thought you were
Skyfall. The one before Skyfall. That was Quantum of Solace.
Yes.
That
You
was.
know what? I can't even remember the plot of Quantum of
Bash.
Solace.
It was about oil. It was about water. Everyone thought it was about oil, but it was about water and taking over the Middle East and stealing all their water. Because everyone was like,
That's how bad it was.
They
I
called
can't even
it
remember.
was a great movie. Anyways, rumor had it that was going to be the first Bond girl that Bond doesn't kiss.
And I'm guessing he did?
He kissed her, but that was it. There was nothing more than that. And she was super BA in that movie.
Yeah.
Which I'm like,
or here's another thing, another example of a BA woman.
Someone's going to twist our words. I swear they are.
Another example of a BA woman that kind of overshadowed the lead, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
The woman in that I thought was way better than Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt.
I'm not going to lie. I'm waiting for a Ethan Hunt meets 007.
Ooh. That'd be a cool movie.
Can we please do that?
Well,
it doesn't even need to be in the same galaxy as both of those franchises.
Just do it to do it.
Can we just do it to do it and like have Tom Cruise and I don't care who has 007, like Fetch, it could be the female 007. I don't care. I just want to see a BA movie with Tom Cruise and whoever plays codename 007. Well, I think that'd be pretty cool. In fact, that's what they should do with the female one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with spy movies in general, though. Like, a lot of them are rehashing old plots that we've seen either done better in different spy movies or done better in different franchises altogether.
Well, how many creative ways do you have to take over the world?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like the spy genre doesn't have that much creative plots to go off.
That's why I love Agent Cody Banks. It was completely different.
See, I like the Kingsman. Kingsman
was so
have
good.
Been my favorite 2 spy movies in forever.
Again, haven't seen the second one yet, but the first one was amazing.
The second one has its little flaws in it, but it's still good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's my take on it. I just haven't seen a good spy movie in a while.
Cody Banks. Just watch Cody Banks again.
Yeah.
That's came out recently.
Yeah. Well,
fair enough. To be fair, all Disney's doing is rehashing their old stuff.
Yeah, but they're doing it right. Oh,
some of them.
I did not like that Mulan trailer. It looked like a Jet Li movie.
Okay. From what I've heard, the reason there's no like singing or anything is they're trying to stick more to the actual like cultural side of it.
I don't care if there's no singing. The fact that you are literally just kind of changing the story. Literally, like my brother put up a good point, and I barely say that about my brother.
Yeah.
But he was like if they were to take that trailer and put any name there besides Mulan,
it would have been good.
It would have looked like a super BA like foreign film. But the fact that they put Mulan's name to the super BA foreign film, it's kind of ruining it. Because don't tell me it doesn't look like a Jet Li trailer or like an Ip Man trailer or something like that.
Yeah.
It does like have reminiscence of like Fearless.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the other one that he did? That's supposed to be his last movie.
To be fair, what else was it gonna look like if they took out the singing stuff? It's gonna be an Asian martial arts movie in a sense.
Well, not really, because you still could have incorporated Mushu and everything and all the fun aspects like that. I think it would have been really cool to see the spirits.
They're trying to like stick more to like the cultural stuff. They're trying to not make it as funny of a film because they want to stick more to the actual cultural Chinese tradition. It could still be a
fun film and still be about tradition, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
I understand your beef with the Mushi thing.
And I get why you don't like the trailer. Didn't like it either. I'm just trying to like tell you what people are saying about it.
I have a feeling they'll turn him into like a totem. Not necessarily like an actual live person, but have like the tradition there, but it'll be like, here's your totem Mushu that and Lucky Cricket.
Here's your totem. Or like here's your like Mushu like medallion to wear.
Yeah, like your dragon medallion.
Like I could see that. But I don't know. Why can't I really do appreciate like what Disney's trying to do about the culture, but I think they should do a different movie.
Yeah.
Like a separate, like a unique original movie about the Asian culture. Because I love Asian culture. I've studied it a lot. I think it'd be really cool to see that, but not in a Mulan movie where that's not what the movie's even about. Because if we're going to keep it original, when she gets had, her head better get cut off.
You're not wrong.
You know?
Disney has made 2 culture. Well, no, I don't think the second one's Disney, but there have been 2 cultural films that I thought they've done really well recently. One is Coco.
Yes.
Thought that was amazing.
Yes, that was really.
The second, I don't think was Disney, but it was Kubo and the Two Strings. I loved Kubo and the Two Strings.
Well, Moana was very cultural too, with the with the Polynesians and the
Hawaiian culture,
Polynesian Islanders and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, this kind of is one thing I've had. People always talk about how.
people always talk about.
People always talk about how Disney is whitewashing characters, like in their animated stuff. But if you actually look at it, every animated movie they've done has stuck to the culture it comes from, like super tight. The only reason people complain about it is because most of those happen to be from a white area. Yeah. It's mostly European stuff, and European people are white.
Yeah, and do you know how hard it is to get the right flesh tone on a animated character? Is like extremely hard to get.
It's hard to do it with Crayola crayons, man.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
I don't know. There's a lot that people complain about with Disney. We're never gonna get it.
But like, here's my thing. So like, why don't does Disney ever make a Prince movie?
No.
See, because everybody's doing these like flip flop things.
Well, it's not Disney, but there is a Prince Charming coming out that's in like the Shrek universe.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, we're not talking about that Prince Charming now. No.
But that's the only one I know of.
Okay, I don't know why I just did that.
Otherwise, I don't know if like any Prince movie.
I want to say honestly, and like this isn't just
Princes are usually two-dimensional characters in those movies.
Like,
they just show up, do their task, and leave.
What's up, and then out. I wouldn't mind seeing a Prince movie. Actually, I honestly not to be like the whole like gender reverse thing or anything like that. I think it would be really interesting to see Disney do a Prince movie, and then have the princess come in just out of nowhere.
Sup, guys?
Just like in Shrek when Fiona like just like friggin' gave Robin Hood and his like members like knuckle sandwiches. Remember that?
Yeah,
it was just like boom. I think it'd be really funny, like fighting the say like the princess like fighting like a dragon or something like that, and it looks like he's about to lose, and you hear like a Pacha style scream in the background, and you're just like, what? And then like she's just like flying, kicking across like the dragon in the face. She's like, get out of here, and he's like, okay, I'm going.
I guess there's your prince, or I guess king is Cusco.
Dude, Cusco is Deadpool.
I mean,
not wrong.
Yeah,
he's black. He wears black and red, and he stopped the movie to make sure that you knew he was in fact the main character of the movie.
I mean, other than The Emperor's New Groove, I don't know if there's any other movie that focuses on a prince / king.
Sword and Stone.
That movie sucked.
That's the only other one.
I'll give you that one, but I don't like it because that movie sucked. I don't know.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them. It'd be nice to see more, but they're not gonna.
But again, like their focus is on like little kids, and as a little kid, as a young boy, I knew what I had to do. Like it helped me learn how to treat a lady, you know?
Yeah.
And like, you know, not necessarily come in and save the day, but like if a lady needs help, to go flip and help them. You know, it helped me teach manners. And it helped. I understand that it helped young girls learn. You know, hey, this is what you should look for in a guy. You shouldn't, go with a douchebag or anything. So like, I understand like what they were going for, and I'm about that. But at the same time, like because of the era we're living in now, like let's mix it up a bit. Let's make it a little fun, funky. Like, let's make it funky.
When everybody was having a hissy fit about Ariel being black, I loved. You know Ashley well. Alex, you've barely met Ashley, I think. And she's brought up a great point that I would love to see them do like an original, like the original fairy tales for all of these where it's like super dark and
that'd be
creepy.
So rated R, man.
Dude, it would be Ariel commit suicide in the original Little Mermaid?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and she's green.
And like,
is she? I didn't know that.
She's supposed to be green.
Didn't King Triton like drown like a lot of humans or something like that?
Probably. Like,
and then
all of the original tellings are super disturbing. I would love that.
I want to see an original Peter Pan. All right, from the original. He murders the boys when they turn into teenagers. He harasses the Indians and the mermaids in a bad way too, and he thinks hunting pirates is like a game or something like that. So like the pirates are actually like
hunting.
Yeah, like the pirates aren't even like the bad guys. The pirates are like, we're fighting Peter Pan because he's just slaughtering us one by one.
Yeah. Peter Pan is super disturbing.
And like he would kidnap kids in the middle of the night. That's what it was. He would just kidnap them.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that stayed a little boy.
I get we're not going to see this from Disney, but some other company needs to do like
Lionsgate is the only one that could probably pull that off.
Go for it, dude. Lionsgate, get on it.
yeah.
Would love to see
No,
super
screw
dark,
it.
creepy
Rob
original
Zombie.
fairy tale.
If anybody can do it, Rob Zombie. I want Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper co-directing this.
Yes.
You know,
Alice Cooper's Captain Hook.
That would
dude,
actually,
that would actually
be
be like the coolest Captain Hook.
It would be.
Oh my gosh, yeah, let's do it. Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, co-direct. Alice Cooper's Captain Hook. Check in, mate. Speaking of Rob Zombie, did you guys see his trailer for 3 from Hell?
I have not.
Dude, after we're done recording, you guys need to watch that trailer.
Will
Dude,
do.
first it was House of a Thousand Corpses. Then it was The Devil's Rejects. Now it's 3 from Hell.
Was not a big fan of those movies.
Well, hey,
No, I just wasn't. Not my style.
it was.
I understand his art form. Not my style.
It was a different. See, that's why I like Rob Zombie. It's such a different horror type. Did you know that? I don't remember if it was Lionsgate or Universal. Actually, it was Lionsgate. Shut and locked the doors to the studio because of what Rob Zombie accidentally said during like a Daredevil interview with Ben Affleck. And
Why was Rob Zombie doing an interview?
he was
with Ben Affleck?
he was interviewing Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, right. And if I remember this correctly, that's what happened. And Ben Affleck mentioned that like Lionsgate was letting him do his horror movie, and Rob Zombie made a joke, was like, "Oh yes, because Lionsgate has no standards." Excuse me. And then like the next day, Rob Zombie goes to the studio with all the actors, and they're like, "Studio's locked." Oh wow, excuse me, monster really comes back up. So they're like, "Studio's locked." So he's like, "Well, we gotta finish filming it." So instead of having the fancy cameras, he just had his normal hand camera, you know, like the one we're using now.
Yeah.
And that's what he used to film.
finish it?
No, he didn't finish it, but he filmed like a chunk of the movie like that. So when people are like, "Oh, we loved your artistic idea to go to like this and then switch it to this," he's like, "Yeah, that was
That
never
wasn't planned.
that was
wasn't my
never
plan."
the original thing." He's like, I just had to finish the movie. So no, they finished it in the studio. Like they eventually like were just like, "Hey, we're sorry, it was a joke," and they're like, "Okay," and let them back in. But but even
like
then,
any Hollywood corporation,
Right.
they took it too literally.
right, yeah. But I mean, but yeah, no, like House of a Thousand Corpses was a very unique. It's a very terrifying, but a very unique movie. And like same with The Devil's Rejects. If you've seen any of his other, I didn't like Lords of Salem. I actually couldn't finish it. That was a little too disturbing for me, to be honest.
I gave up after Devil's Rejects.
I hear 31's actually pretty good. The most recent one he did, like 3 years ago. I hear try and watch the 31.
I watched his Halloween. Imagine.
His Halloween one was really good.
I didn't mind it. Everyone was like,
No, like, it was
too weird
the
at
only-
the end. I was
the
like,
only
I
different
honestly
thing-
didn't mind it.
Which one did he do?
He did Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 that came out in like
2004, I think, or
I haven't seen
2008.
those.
I was in high school, so I think it was 4 and 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in middle school. But man, you're old.
Dating
Yeah.
ourselves a little bit there.
But yeah, no, like the only different thing that Rob Zombie did with his remake than he did with the original was that in the original it didn't really focus more on Michael as a kid being a killer. They just basically hinted like, "Hey, this kid's psychotic and he kills people," and then it's like flash forward to when he's a grown up and whatever. But in this movie, it had more of a background because Rob Zombie was like, "I want to see more of a background," so it was more of a background as to him being a kid and being a murderer, and then growing up in the same asylum and being a murderer, and
Understandable.
Yeah.
and it showed kind of a more compassionate side to Michael, because like he killed everyone to protect his baby sister and his mom.
Which would be like Jamie Lee Curtis. in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
originals.
And when he got out and got his little sister, who was like a teenager at this point, he's like trying to show her that like, you know, this is you as a baby, like I'm your brother, I'm here to protect you. But she was just so scared, she ended up like stabbing him. Then he was like, "All right, well, screw you then," and went on
Yeah.
the whole murder thing. But I don't know, I thought it was a different take because like you never really see a murderous serial killer horror figure have like a heart or like a light side or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of weird, but like I thought that was really interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know.
But another news, speaking of all the Disney stuff after the Rob Zombie, they did cast Prince Eric.
Oh, did they?
Who did they cast? Because I saw something talking about who people would like to see today, but I don't know who they've actually
Yeah, who
confirmed.
did they
yet.
cast?
Harry Styles.
Okay, so that's the one that was confirmed.
Yep. he was confirmed, and the arguments that I saw was probably mostly on his singing ability.
I'll give him that.
So
I mean,
I typed in Harry Styles on Google. It came up with hairstyles.
Yeah.
He's only been in one movie, and it was Dunkirk.
As much as I didn't like One Direction, I can't say they weren't good at actually singing. I mean, they were good at what they did.
Oh, is that who he is?
Yeah, he was from One Direction. He's one of those guys. But, I mean, I don't think he'd do bad. He's got the voice for it, and, I mean, honestly, he could pull off the look.
Yeah,
He looks a little goofy. Okay, no, this picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
You put him in, like, the right outfit, and you do him up right, he's got the look for it.
Got a weird smile, but I guess the Prince Eric had a weird smile, too. Like, look at this comparison picture.
You can't say they have a weird smile. He's British.
No, that's why I should say he is.
They both have very. I mean, I watched an interview the other day. I don't know if y'all have watched Jacksepticeye on YouTube ever, but I watched an interview he did with Tom Holland and them. And as soon as he walks in, Tom Holland's like, he's Irish. I mean, he literally is Irish. And all he had to do was walk in the door.
You're Irish. Gosh darn it, I was hiding it.
It's kind of what it is. He's like, how'd you know?
Oh, man.
I think Harry would do fine if he can act it. I haven't seen Dunkirk, and I don't know if he can act. But
he was all right. He just played a small bit.
So this will really kind of be the one where we see if he's got the chops to be an actor or not.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure on him. I would not appreciate that pressure on me.
That's how anybody is in their first big role. I mean, this is essentially when Tom Holland became Spider-Man. It's like, well, we'll see if the kid can act.
He had actually been acting 10 years prior to that.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, and he's in like a big movie getting ready to come out too, or no, series on Amazon Prime.
Oh, is he? I saw he was in the Spies in Disguise movie. With
Will Smith.
Turn me back now. I'm sorry. I'm yelling. I really shouldn't be yelling.
Can you see me? I can't not see you. I'm looking at you and my butt at the same time.
Unburn me, please. Technically, you murdered yourself. Oh, murder this boy. I love that. Honestly, that movie looks real fun. I might just screw my kid. I might just go watch that without her. So.
Finally, we get like another good original idea for a movie. So many that have been coming out have either been super redone or they're like based on a true story stuff. Like, it's nice to see an original idea again.
We should make a movie based off of your life so far.
That's gonna be a real boring movie.
Who would we? Oh yeah, okay. Who would we get to play Cody though? Your brother.
So who would play him?
Your twin brother. Oh, who would play him?
I mean, if it's a movie about my life, he kind of has to be in it.
No, we could just imply that you have a twin, but never show him.
You're gonna be leaving out a lot of
weird.
stuff.
Then it'd be like, wait, does he really have a twin?
We'll have your brother be like, Justin, get over here, and then you'll just walk away, but we'll just follow you. We'll have some extra thumps in the background, make it sound. I'll play your brother.
I don't know if people would buy that.
Why not?
Considering we're not identical, but we look close enough. You and Justin don't exactly look
I'm not going to lie.
same.
When your parents were like, they're not identical twins, I looked at them, I was like, bull crap. They look exactly alike.
We haven't actually been tested, but I mean, there are differences. Like, if you've known us long enough, like face shape and stuff like that, there's differences there.
Where would you want your story to start? Would it want to be when you got the scar in your face?
No, that'd be dude. That was like in 8th grade.
So what? Some stories start like that.
It'd have to start before that because
it started whenever they were in middle school.
Yeah, but then you miss out on the whole
dirt. I mean, like he was a kid, but then he ended up being like a teenager.
That still skips over the whole incident in 3rd grade when I had my appendix taken out.
So what we could do is that we can monologue like 3rd grade and have some kid like getting his appendix taken out, and then we keep doing other things like written by John Grajeda, JC Productions, and then it'll go to you like eating gravel with your face hanging off, and then it'll go to when I first met you.
Yeah, shortly after that, about a year,
right?
Yeah,
and then it'll show me going, see a twin, or I just keep seeing him everywhere. Not gonna lie, that was like the biggest thing. Cause like I would see him, and then I'd see his brother, but his brother wouldn't have the scar. But then I'd see him again with the scar, and I'm like, okay, does he or doesn't he have the scar?
We were in band. Both of us.
You know how stupid I was in high school?
Fair enough.
I was So
the
dumb.
first like couple months I knew you, you convinced me you had like 7 brothers.
Why did we do that?
I don't know
I
why you
convinced
did
you that
that.
my older brother was like my cousin.
Yeah. You tried to convince me you had like several brothers and some of them like ran off and stuff, and then you're like, oh no, I only got 2, and I was like, wait what?
And I was like, oh yeah, and that's one of my brothers. He's not my cousin. I don't know why we did that. I was in a very weird place. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
it was an interesting first year that we knew each
for
other.
an interesting first year. After that, it got even weirder. There was a point where I just straight up hated you.
When did that happen?
When all that. Remember that time in high school where I just became like the dumbest person ever and tried to rebel and like it didn't work, and I was just like,
Oh, you were that guy?
dude, I was so dumb. Like I called out the football team on Facebook. Got in
to be
trouble.
fair, I did that like once or twice.
Yeah, but
not to the extent you
yeah, no,
probably
not
did,
to the extent
but
that I did, to the point where like I had to apologize to like them, and just like during that whole stupid era of my life, like you and I kept friggin' fighting nonstop. And like it got to the point where I was like, I'm not even just going to talk to you.
I don't remember fighting that much. But
It got bad.
All right, I'll take your word.
I feel bad for it, which is why I remember. But here's what I've learned. You can't have a true friend until you go through a period of time where you just hate each other. So
fair enough.
like my best man at my wedding.
Yeah.
There was like literally a year when I just really just hated him. I really just.
That doesn't surprise me. As much as I love him, I'm not surprised there was this phase where you're like, oh my gosh, I hate this
No, I
dude.
hated him. He hated me. It was in 7th grade. I've known him since 4th grade. You know, to this day. It was a 7th grade. We really hated each other. And what finally broke that tension was, I'm not going to lie. The fight started of us arguing who was cooler, me or him. Truth be told, we were both lame losers that nobody liked. but I was like, I'm way cooler than you. He's like, no. And what finally did it, because he started hanging out with the cool crowd, was that I told him, I was like, dude, like, they're not really your friends. He's like, yes, they are. And then all of a sudden he overheard them saying like legit how lame he was, and how if they had to choose, they would much rather hang out with me than him. And yeah, and because everyone knew that we were best friends. And so he came up to me one day and was just like really down. He never really said anything. I didn't find out till like a year later what happened. But like he was just really nice to me after that.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was really rough, and I was like, really? Because
Very humbling.
And then after that, we just became like a we've just been this bond of brothers ever since then.
You would say it's symbiote.
Basically, yeah. Well, like he was the only one besides another friend who I won't mention. When I moved here over 10 years ago from New Jersey, he was the only one that like constantly every day stayed in contact with me. And to this day, we still do. I mean, we're both busy. We're both grown-ups. It's Snapchat mainly, which is like click and kind of just show what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I hated you at one point.
All right.
That was pretty much the moral of that story.
Fair enough.
Should we end it there? I'm going to end it there because that's kind of like a little happy ending.
I'd say we can call it.
Yeah.
This is JC Radio signing out.